Hi, I'm Rhonda Masad, and I have the good fortune of having Kemba Mitchel, Chairperson for the West Island Black Community Association, right here with me this morning, Monday. How are you?
I am tired, but this is a good time. I feel good. I feel good.
I'm glad you feel good because you did some serious work last night, and we were discussing offline, getting prepped for the interview, and I realized, like, let's just have this conversation straight up with everybody.
Right.
How did it feel to have such an impact and such a following last night at the town hall meeting for your group?
The words, I felt, when people stand by us and have said, we stand by you as an alliance, or we're in solidarity. I really felt that the community, especially the West Island community, which is where we have a relationship in the West Island. So this is where we really pull to get people involved. I really felt that we, in terms of just the feedback, the comments, the statements, that we were all on the same page. We all, everyone, there's no one that's going to say that there isn't, well, there are some people that will say there isn't systemic racism. There are, we'll speak about that after, but I think we're all on the same page, and everyone's delivery in terms of how they may relay the issues may be different. As a Black woman, my experience will not be the same experience as someone else, but I think it's safe to say that most of us understand there is a problem. And so this platform, we felt that we wanted to have certain individuals in different positions to speak on the impact of the systemic racism, the impact of, let's say, racial profiling with law enforcement, just the impact and how it affects us, to work like in education, and how it affects us in our professional work, how it affects us in our businesses. And I think this was amazing. The feedback was great. It's phenomenal. And I really want to applaud everyone that we reached out to invite them. So that's all the politicians and law enforcement, to come, and they came out. They came out, and it showed me that they wanted to hear what the citizens had to say.
I noticed it from my perspective. First of all, how many people were there? I
Okay, so the stats.
375.
So Facebook is great with the stats. So on the Zoom, unfortunately, the cap was 100 people.
Okay.
But Facebook Live, it could be anyone. So I would tell you that at the 2-minute point, the room was already full. So I'm getting messages from people that need to be in the room. I need to get in. So we're like, okay, how do we bump someone out to get them in? And then we had to say, if you're not going to speak, please watch it and let someone in. So I had Greg Kelly, I can't get in, get me in. And so for the Zoom, it was at capacity 100. But on the live, at some point, I think it went up to 380,000. 80 people were on there watching. When I looked at the numbers on Facebook, it reached, I think, don't quote me, I have to go back, but I think it reached about, 9,000 people, something like that. It was, so we're going to reveal the stats on
exponential, because it does,
yes.
From my experience, it grows after it's closed. Not everybody.
Oh, it still grows?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to keep on.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll grow.
It'll
grow probably after this interview, any interviews you do today.
Oh, okay.
So people who are listening and watching us can watch the entire video on the WIBCA page and the West Island page. So you can, if you're
perfect.
it's going to keep on growing.
Oh, okay. See, I gotta speak to you more often. I don't understand all this stuff. I was just new to us, and just phenomenal. We really, I thank everyone, the team, the amazing team we had working on this, everyone that chimed in. I had a conversation with, just before the town hall, with one of the co-founders of WIBCA, Margaret Jolly. And I spoke to her. I'm like, okay, I hope you're gonna be in there. And she's like, I'm gonna be in there. We saw her in the Zoom, and I just called her before. I didn't get her, but I want to say thank you just for being there. It's really important.
I love it. Was there anybody missing from the? There's a cat. To me, the cat was missing. Where's the cat?
The cat was missing. I did send a couple of invitations. This is the thing, is that I think I have to also learn about. We need to know who's responsible and who's in what positions, right? So there were some emails sent out. But no, there was no representation from the CAC, but that's okay, because this is not the end. And but there were, so I did send an invite to Mayor Valerie Plante, as well as the Premier, François Legault. I did send an invite, no response, but it's okay, because the email was sent, the invite was done. But this is just the beginning. So
I can help you with that. Christopher Skeet
okay,
is English Secretariat for the Quebec for the province, and
okay.
as a Black man, I'm actually 100% sure he would have participated last night.
Who?
Christopher Skeet.
Okay, so yes, he was invited,
Okay.
but he wasn't able to come. That's
okay. Yeah, because that makes a lot of sense to me.
yeah. And I do have to say, like, I don't know the schedules of politicians, but the fact that it's the technology would enable, it's easier to attend. It's not like you have to physically be anywhere. But again, I don't know the scheduling. So he was invited, but he was not able to attend.
At one point, you were quite direct with the mayor, Jim Bass, who you feel was there a break in communication? I noticed that between John and Alex and Jim, the mayors in the riding that were online with you, there was a bit of a pushback, and it wasn't enough. There was a petition started this morning for Point Claire to start a resolution.
Yes.
How do you want to address that?
So the thing was, we weren't speaking about. The question was simply, were there any mayors that made a public statement to the Black community about what is going on? Like, that was it. We weren't asking at that time for policy reform. We weren't asking, we're just saying a statement. And there were no statements made. As far as and if there was, everyone in the room, no one said anything. That's all that question was very simple. It's not to say, we need you to go to the table. Like, I don't understand why you need a meeting and it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to get a statement. It's a simple statement saying we stand in solidarity with the Black community, or we understand that you're hurting something. When you have citizens in the West Island that are Black, and the persons that are representing your city or borough are not saying anything about the things that are impacting you and what has happened, and not just in the US, in Montreal. This says a lot to us. Silence is not right. So that was why the question was relayed. And then when the question was given, the answer to me, it's like, you're not answering the question. So I felt the need to say, if there was communication with the Black Community Association on this topic, it was not with WIBCA. I felt I had to say it because it is unfair for the citizens to believe that something is transpiring when it was not. And this is no offense to anyone. I understand as a politician, there's certain things you have to conduct yourself, there's certain things you have to say, but it would have been better to say, we plan to reach out to. This is what I would have said. And then about Point Claire, it wasn't raised that night, but on Saturday, there was property that someone had spray painted a racial slur at Point Claire. I received the email. I was in WIBCA doing some stuff. I received the email. I saw the picture. The person said they reported it. I responded. So when I got the feedback from John Belvedere that he was coming, I said, okay. And I said, by the way, I just got this, and I sent the pictures. I said, I know it was reported, but just to let you know. Oh my gosh.
Don't worry. I'm having this whole stressing thing that the Zoom meeting is going to time out. So I'm like completely distracted right now.
So it wasn't raised, but personally, after this today, I'm going to make a drive. And if I see it still there, I'm going to hold him accountable. I find it's enough talking. We need to do something now. So
okay. Now I'm going to tell you the way that it feels from my perspective. Mm-hmm. I feel, and I know from the blog, I posted Black-owned businesses, a post about Black-owned businesses in support. Because I'm going to tell you, frankly, I'm nervous to post the wrong thing. I'm nervous to do the wrong thing. I'm nervous to say the wrong thing. Okay. And though I want to support, and I hope that this is what the delay is happening with the cities, because I know a lot of the mayors we're talking about, and I know their heart is in the right place. You know that too. Yes. So I think it's important. Communication, as you stated last night, is critical. Yes. You need to tell us what to do, flat out, because it's so touchy and sensitive, and every single comment made has an other side with a comment with that's not right, and this is right and that's not right. My post was basically well perceived with the restaurants that we had announced, but it was also pointed out to me that it's encouraging racism. now that I'm highlighting. There was a whole
Really?
street.
Okay.
Yeah, it was,
You know what?
I didn't
If
know what to do.
if you ask, there's no book to say, this is what you do. We don't have that. The conversation is where it starts. And you may have a conversation with me and I may give my input, and then you may have a conversation with someone else and they may give you something else. I think what you said is crucial, is the conversation. I think what's important is to have the right people at the table.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we keep on saying, is that if the representatives are supposed to represent the citizens, the representation isn't there. If you go online and you look at, okay, this borough and this mayor and these city councilors, I don't see myself. I don't see anyone that looks like me. And then for me, I feel like then there's a lack of representation for me. And it could be the same for other communities. So there's not like one answer. You're not going to get that from, like, I think it's a lot to put on a person to say, well, what you could, oh my gosh, okay, I'm sorry. I have to.
It's so fine. It so doesn't matter.
There's a lot of, I think that it's like a catch-22. And honestly, I understand where you're coming from, because I have people that have come to me to say, tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. And I can give them my opinion, but it's not necessarily going to be the same. Like, if you ask me what I do, I say, yes, support Black businesses, get involved. Let's say for us in the West Island, get involved, become a member, get involved in the community. And then you can hear us speak about the challenges and things like that.
Back up that statement. I heard it last night as well. You want white people and other nationalities to join WIBCA?
Our secretary is a white Quebecoise.
Yeah, okay, but she's working for you. So I'm just,
No, we're all volunteers.
Okay, so the membership. See, I wouldn't have understood that. I've known you forever. I didn't know I should be a member.
Okay, so this is where the conversation starts. So I don't, if you know the history of WIBCA was there. It was the mindset and the thought behind WIBCA came about by a white woman, Margaret Jolly, and the late Norma Husbands was a black woman. So that in itself tells you that WIBCA, yes, the name is the West Island Black Community Association, but our membership, we have all races. No, because
didn't know that. Here's the conversation.
Okay, so here's the conversation.
I wouldn't join the Chinese Association. I wouldn't think I would be not welcome.
Really?
That's a big word, but I wouldn't think of joining.
I would tell you, on our board of directors, his name is Pierre Cote. He's a French Quebecois, and he's one of the most active. He is an activist in himself. He's amazing, and he's on our board. He has a voting right. He's on our board. He's with us to make decisions.
Nice.
It's the thing is, our mission, we are there to empower and educate the Black community. However, the education and empowerment, the education part, like when we talk about Canadian Black history, this is for everyone. When we have workshops for youth, everyone comes. Our free Saturday tutorial program, actually, it's probably 50% Black students and 50% everything else. Everyone's welcome to come to our organization and take part in the programs, but our mandate is to empower and educate the Black community. Membership is open to all. Actually, as a matter of fact, since this town hall, we've had on Saturday, this white gentleman, he emailed me. He says, I would like to buy 4 t-shirts. I'm doing a ride and I want to be a member. I want to be part of this. And he's a member. We have many members that are not Black. So I think the conversation needs to happen. I do understand that it may come off with the name, but we're very proud of the name. And I think, yeah, I believe in our mission statement. To me, it's pretty clear that.
I can honestly say that I didn't necessarily read it. I just assumed.
Okay. Okay. So I think, yeah. So then maybe education and asking questions and looking into it is number one. And you know what? It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to feel I don't know what to do, because there's times I don't know what to do. A lot of people are coming to us, asking us, and I feel like it's just a lot of pressure. I'm not a politician. I'm not like, I'm
you're just you. You're just you.
I'm not even in. I do this as volunteering. I didn't go to school to learn about all these things. And so, but I think the conversation is important. Let's start talking. I'm open to the conversation, and I think most people are. But what gets me is, don't make me feel when you dance around, you make me feel like you're not hearing me and it's not important what we're saying.
I
And
think a lot of people have the feeling of, our moms teach us, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Or if if you're going to upset somebody, just be silent. And that's the wrong thing to do. But I know that a lot of people, rather than offend, you do nothing.
Yes, yes. And I think that social media plays a big part in this because it allows anyone to say anything. Like before social media, how would you be communicating? You'd be talking to people. You wouldn't have all this huge platform to get all this feedback. You'll have a conversation with someone. So I think that social media is great, but in other ways, you know, it puts people in, it's a situation where, like, I put some stuff up and then in the background someone will say, oh, whenever I said, well, this is how I felt at the time, so this is what I put. So yeah, it's tricky. I have to say that I believe it is tricky, but I think instead of maybe putting something on social media, why don't you just have a conversation? I mean, I'm sure, Rhonda, you could call me. You could call me and say, you know what, okay, that's Pierre.
You're a busy girl.
That's Pierre. That's Pierre. He's like, what are you doing?
Put him on the call.
I mean, just, you know what? Have the conversation. I'm sure that everyone has someone, I shouldn't say everyone has a Black friend, but I'm saying that's
I'm not sure about that comment. Now
you know what?
Feedback.
You know what? If anything, email us. We'll talk to you.
Okay, there we go. Moving forward, what do you want to do? What can the community expect, and how do we get involved?
Okay, so right now, in terms of the town hall, we're mobilizing to see, because there definitely needs to be another one. Not everyone's questions were answered. It's because, again, we're all volunteering. It's going to take some time to get through everything, but we want to make an announcement very soon about the next town hall and the next steps. And we want to be able to provide the questions and comments to the elected officials so they can read through them and then be able to come back with, we have a solution, give us timeframes and stuff like that. So we're not just gonna put you on the, you know,
right.
In terms of support, so for the West Island Black Community Association, we, again, we're a volunteer-based charitable organization. If you want to get involved, you could become a member. Right now with COVID, we're in a very critical point because our overhead, I'll do the same.
It's warm.
Overhead expenses, we would usually pay them through fundraising. And the way we fundraise was, you know, tea parties and barbecues and stuff like that. It was like really grassroots. That's how we did it. Now with COVID, we have to think, okay, how are we going to raise money? How are we going to do this? Because a lot of the funding out there, unfortunately, we don't meet the criteria because we're a charitable organization. So sometimes you can't get the funding. We own our own building, so we don't get opportunity to rent, and we're all volunteers, so we don't get a subsidy for salaries. So we kind of slipped through the cracks. It's really unfortunate. I've been reaching various parties, government parties, to say, could you help us, please? So becoming a member actually will assist us with covering some of these expenses.
What's the cost of becoming
membership? So for membership, students and seniors, it's $20 a year. General membership is $30 a year. And families, it's $70, like unlimited, your family unit, $70 a year. So
one way to do it, can we go to the WIBCA site and get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can go to the WIBCA site. Again, there's a lot of things we have to work on. The membership form is there, but it's in a PDF. We're working on what do you call it? The document where it's like you just live, you put your entries.
A Word doc.
Yeah, we're working on that. So you can basically print it, fill it out, and scan it to us. Or if you just want to email us the information, and we'll put you in the database. And basically, at this point, there's a donation button on there. So if you want, you can click on there, and then you have an option of like membership, or do you want to go towards scholarships, because we give scholarships every year. You want to go towards education, and then you get a tax receipt. So it's through Canada Helps. So it's really, that's a way, and as a member, you know, we engage with you. I mean, we still engage with everyone anyway, but as a member, you have a voting right. So you can come to our AGMs and vote on things. And again, membership is for everyone. We're inclusive. There's no, anyone could be a member. We welcome everyone. We want you guys to come learn about what we do and be a part of what we do. And so that's that. And then again, volunteering. So like I said before, we have a tutoring program, free tutoring program every Saturday. Now we have to try to see how we could do this virtually. And so we may partner up with another organization that already has the system set up. And so for that, there's volunteering for that. And then there's so many different things. If you want to be on the board, on the committee, I would just say, I think it would be best, like, send people to the website, www.wibca.org. Check us out. We have a lot of improvements to do on the website, but for the gist of things, it says it pretty much what we do, why we're doing it. And then I would say, if you want to contact someone, you can contact our office, and me or someone will pick up the email and we'll take it from there. So that's admin@wibca.org.
Okay, we've got a lot of ways to help, and our community is engaged. And I think this video may help. I get a lot of requests for volunteers, and now that I know you,
yes,
them, I will push people in your direction. That was a great interview. It was a great town hall last night. I want to thank you so much again.
Thank you, Rhonda.
And keep us posted on when we can see the next town hall. And if you need any help with the website,
I will call you. I will call you, because we need, and that's your volunteering. I mean, that's the thing, is like, even if you can't be on the board, you can't participate, sharing a skill, a resource, a contact, this is all helping us to be able to continue our programming and doing what we do in the community.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and good luck.
Thank you, Rhonda. Bye.